Hi everyone, welcome back for another tutorial, and this is the part 2 for Photoshop for beginners. And on my first video I explained about move tool and selection tools, crop tool and eyedropper. Just very basic stuff, so at least you have a kind of an idea of what they can do. So now I'm going into the spot healing brush tool just below the eyedropper, and basically this is very good, especially to retouch faces, but it works well with the people with this photo as well. As you can see, with a few clicks, kind of works, but we would be here forever. But as you can see, something is happening. Um, but why not change to the healing brush tool? And the healing brush tool is very simple. Basically, we've got the blue sky here, and we hold Alt and changes cursor. So we click and basically sampling this blue. And as you can see, as I go with the mouse, I'm not clicking. I have a preview. So if I'll just go like so, and blends in the images quite well. As you can see right here now, you see the difference. But when I let go, just blends in with the image. Look at this. So works really well. And we've got another tool, and this tool I'm going to change to another photo. We've got the patch tool. Well, the patch tool it works the same principle of the other two tools I just explained just now, and it will try to blend in best way as possible with the image. So I'm just going to click and drag just like so, and I let go. And now I just move. Can you see my mouse? I just click in the middle and move it to the side, and I let go. Now I'll deselect, and there we go, we got rid of the flower easily. So you can see straight away the possibilities. So let's say we want to go like so, get rid of this, take it to a nice color, and we can do it again because sometimes it doesn't work first time. And let's say we want to go and get rid of this now, and if it doesn't work the first time, don't worry, try again. See, it didn't work first time. I'll just go again and again, and as you can see, kind of blends in, but as you may see in here on the edges, when I took the photo, there's a bit of vignetting in here. That's why it's creating like this. But once again, you saw the possibilities. I'm going to undo all of this because I like this flower. And now we've got the paintbrush. Okay, then the paintbrush, it's the brush that you just paint. Obviously I wouldn't advise you to paint like so. I would advise you to go into create a new layer and just paint it. And you can change blending modes, but that's something I will explain another day. And I'm going back to another photo and drop the size, and right below the brush tool, the brush tool, we've got, it looks like a stamp. Well, that's the clone stamp tool. And what the clone stamp does, it's kind of the same way as the healing brush tool. So I'm going to select clone stamp, and as you can see, I've got preview straight away without doing nothing. So I'm going to this good area, I'll click Alt, click and let go, and now I can just go. But this is very good, and I'll show you. Actually, I'm going to revert this image because I've lowered the resolution. But now, yeah, we've got much better resolution to give you an idea of how good this tool is. So I'm going to bring the size slightly up. There you go. Okay then. So let's say we want to sample this. We want to get rid of this cable. So I'll just go right here in the middle. I'll just click, and I'll just move down, trying to align it. And then if I'll just go to the side, it's aligning. And as you can see, we got rid of it. We got rid of the cable. Very cool tool. In this case, like, you can use it with patterns as well, but that's something you won't use it that much. And now we'll go deeper as I have some time and do some tutorials. I will go deeper on the how to use all of these tools. I'm just explaining the basics. So now right here we have the history brush. So the history brush means that I'm going to bring back some history back. So if I'll brush it, just brought back what we had before, in this case the original image. And we've got the eraser, everyone knows. The thing is, you can't see nothing here, it's in white, and I'll explain why. Because when you open a Photoshop document, straight away it becomes the background and comes locked. So I can get rid of the lock like so into the trash bin, or I can alt and double click on it. There's many ways, but that's something I'll explain afterwards in another tutorial, a bit more advanced. So I've created a new layer. I'm just going to put below this original layer, and when you can see all this checkered board, yes, it's transparent. So now I'm going to select the layer and I can erase. Cool. And we've got also the background eraser that basically it will sample once. Make sure you've got the top layer selected, you go like so, and it's trying to preserve, it's not very good, but it's trying to preserve some details. I wouldn't advise you to use this. There's many ways anyway to do to work with eraser, but I'll explain afterwards. And we've got just below the eraser, we've got the paint bucket. And what the paint bucket does, okay, I just clicked on the black. I'm going to cancel to show you. Right here I click on the black, I'm going to select the red, I'll click OK, and as I've got this selected, I'll click and it's red. If I want another color, I'll click and there you go. And just if you click there again, we have the gradient tool. And the gradient tool, if you click on this arrow down here, we have so many options, and then we can load some more gradients, but I will explain you all of that later in the future. So now we can create radial like this, we can create radial gradient, can create another gradient, reflective gradient, and you can create some cool stuff. And just let's change the blending mode to difference, and let's create something cool. See, just applying a gradient and a color, and if you carry on, and then you can change it here like so, and look what I'm doing. Simple, very cool. So now we have, just below we have the blur tool, sharpen and smudge. Okay, then I'm going first to the smudge as I've got this picture open. So the smudge basically just moves the pixels like this. It kind of tries to blend it in, so I'm just going to move like so you can see better. So if I got the brush and click, I'm going to be pushing the pixels of this color, of this gradient, into the black. So I'm going to click, and as you can see, I'm bringing the pixels into the black. And if I'll click on the black, I'll bring into here. But once again, why not mixing them? Let's mix them. Look. And I'm just creating some cool funky background. If you see the image moving like so, very simple. Hold spacebar. If you click on spacebar, you can see hand, no hand, hand spacebar, no hand, no spacebar. And if I've got spacebar and click on the mouse and drag it, just moves around the document. And as you can see, very cool. Smudge tool. And now we've got the sharpen. Let's see this photo. If you want to sharpen slightly this photo, we can just click and try to sharpen. Probably not the best option. and make sure you don't have any layer you're working on the photo, and you can see straight away actually it's working very well for this photo. Look at its difference in here on the flower. And let's go, I'm going to drop size slightly, and let's see over here now. I'm going click 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 click, and sharpens so well. And as you can see, sharpen quite well, and wow, quite cool. And now we have the blur. The blur, it's the opposite of sharpen. So if I'll go blur blur blur, let's see this photo. If I'll just, I'm going to make bigger brush so you can see what's happening. If I'll just go and select layer, you can see it's blurring over here, it's blurring, and as you can see, the possibilities, you can do so much with it. And below we have dodge, burn, and sponge tool. So we're going to dodge tool. So I've got this lovely photo I took last weekend. I'm going to select a nice brush, and with the dodge I'm going to dodge the highlights. And so basically when I'm dodging, it's only trying to affect the highlights. As you can see, it's not affecting the midtones. Look as I go along. But if you want to affect the midtones, just click on midtones, and it only affects the midtones. But if you want to affect the shadows, just go and click the shadows, and it will go. Bear in mind one thing, try to work with a low exposure. If you go with a big exposure, I just bumped to 100%, just go straight away and make sure you have project tones on. And as you can see, the possibilities, you can do so much with that. And the burn tool works exactly the same way as the dodge tool, but instead of lightning, giving light, just darkens the this. Let's work on this photo. I like it. I spent more than 5 hours get rid of these cables, and you can see the photo. Yeah, more than 5 hours. I'll be better off to take a chainsaw, cut it here, and cut some pair of pliers, but it's really nice afterwards. But as I was saying, got burn tool, and I can make shadow a bit darker. As you can see, it's going to midtones and get the shadow a bit darker now. As you can see, it's changing shadow. I'm going like so you can see what's happening. And now we have the sponge tool. So basically desaturates the image. So if you want to desaturate certain parts of the image, just click and paint, and as you can see, it's desaturating the image. I would advise you to resize brushes, the brush, or make it bigger, smaller, as you like. And once again, do not use these settings in here. In this case it's called flow, no exposure, as on the other tools, the other two tools I just showed. But as you can see, I've desaturated with the sponge tool. And that's it for now. Another thing I'm going to tell you, experiment, play with these tools. You've got the very basic of how to work with them. Another thing I'm going to do, I've got this background, I'm going to put it above, because to move above or below it's just drag, click and drag. And I'm going to change the blending mode to overlay. Cool, soft light, I like overlay. I'm going to select the move tool and move it like so. I prefer that it was. Yeah, I like it like so. Or difference, as you can see, even changing the blending modes right here in this panel, you can create some cool effects. Not only like so, you can duplicate this layer. You can just come dragging to new layer icon and just change the blending mode of the top layer. Lighten screen. In your look, changed. Look at this. So while working in Photoshop, play with it. Spend a few times trying to learn about the tools I just explained and on past video, and I will explain a lot more with the next videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.